Um, for me, I'm gonna take it all the way back to when I think I was 15. Insert rewind noise here. So check this out. So when I was 15, right, I've been playing video games, at that time, like all my life, just like now. And back then, fighting games was my thing then too. But one day, I was it was after school, man, and all the kids were like out of school. Everybody's kind of like getting together, like, hey, what are you about to do now? You want to go eat, or you want to come to my place and play video games, or are you going to go home? Whatever, we were just trying to figure out what we was going to do. And at the time, um, I saw these two dudes talking to each other, right? And I knew them because I think we played. Actually, no, I was a year older than them, so I don't think we played football together. I don't know, but I knew them. I knew of them, right? But anyways, they were talking about going back to this dude's place to play Tony Hawk, And I was like,
Oh
and I
shit!
overheard them.
Taking it way back.
Yeah, it was Tony Hawk Underground, right? So yeah, so I heard them, I overheard them, right? Because I knew the dudes, but we never really talked or like kicked it like that at the time. So I overheard them talking about Tony Hawk, and I was like, oh, that's dope. Y'all going to go play Tony Hawk? I was like, man, I'll whoop all y'all at this game. And we teenage boys, they're like, nah, you can't beat me. You can't beat me. I was like, man, I'll beat all y'all. So the one dude that it was his home, he was like, because they was going back to his place to play it. He was like, I don't know about that. I was like, man, I'll beat you, man. So we go back to his place, right? I think we walked to his place because it wasn't that far from the school or whatever, right? So we go to his house and then go in his room. You turn on the Xbox, and then they put on Tony Hawk, right? Now, when I tell you this man was doing stuff that I'd never seen before. Like, I don't know if you guys ever played like any game really, but like I'm just say the Tony Hawk games, but if you play any Tony Hawk game and you don't like if you turn it on and you don't play it and it starts playing by itself and you watch the computer play, like they'll be doing like all kind of crazy stuff, like jumping off of buildings and grinding on the cars and grinding and hopping off walls and do this like one long combo. It's like 1,000 tricks in one thing. I was like, man, that's crazy. Only the computer can do that. Nobody, a human can do that. So I'm watching these dudes, like they turn on the Xbox or whatever, and then they start playing, and I'm like, bruh, this dude is doing what the computer does. Like he was literally like he told me, right, like he was beating us both so bad because like they started playing first because it was their idea to like go play at his house or whatever, right? So when he started like playing or whatever, he started like he was beating us so bad, he started teaching us shit. He was like, hey, so in Tony Hawk they have what's called lines. I was like, lines? What's lines? He was like, well, basically lines are he was like, lines are when you like do all these combos and you grind and ollie and all that stuff, but it does it in like a big circle. And I was like, oh, and he was like, and basically,
Oh
yeah, he was
yeah.
like, basically you just do this big circle the whole time. And then by the end of the round, like you have all these points or whatever. And I was like, no shit. Like I really didn't know this, right? So he basically just beat the brakes off your boy. I had never like played somebody that was this good at Tony Hawk. Like I remember the first time like when we played, like after he beat the first guy and then it was my turn to play. I want to say I scored like 200,000 points. This fool had like 18 million points. Like,
yikes!
No, and like, bro,
not even close.
No exaggeration. Like, he literally had like 15 million this round, 20 million that round. I was like, bro, there's no way I can beat this dude, right? So time goes on, right? And I was like, man, I can't beat this dude. So time goes on, and then him and I actually like start hanging out more because of Tony Hawk. So like I started going over to his house more to literally like play Tony Hawk, right? So then as time progresses, I go from doing 300,000 to maybe like 700,000. He's still doing 20 million, 18 million, easy for him, So then it get to the point where I can crack like 1 million, and that was about it, And he was pretty good at a lot of games, actually. And the guy that I'm speaking of right now, we're actually like best friends to this day. And our friendship started from Tony Hawk, like from me saying, "Hey man, I can beat you." And he's like, "Nah, you can't." And then he beat me. And then next thing you know, I go over his house every day and we started playing. And like to this day, like been like great friends. We spend Thanksgiving together, been on trips together. We talk not every day, but we talk quite a bit, But yeah, man, that was like my first time getting like some humble pie. And then on top of that, right, he was pretty good at like, I don't want to say all games, but like he was pretty beast at most games he played. Like I would go as far as saying like, if he wanted to play like professionally at like some of these games, like he probably could have been like decent. Like if you really like studied the game, like some of these people do that play professional, he would have been dope, right?
So he would have been like a top Twitch streamer?
He probably would have, right? So check this out. So back in the day when Halo, I think it was what's Halo? Well, all Halos were really good, but I think it was Halo 3. Well, it was like the big game back then. But was it Halo 3? The one that had like the really popular multiplayer? What was that?
Halo 2, I think, was the most popular one.
Yeah, it might have been 2 or one of those, right? So
most popular one with my friends, anyway.
Well, I forget which Halo it was, but
that was the one where we first found super jumps, I think.
Oh, with the rocket launcher, right?
Not even the rocket launcher. You just had to land on like a
crack or something.
No, you didn't even need that. Yeah. No, it was a piece of the map geometry that was for whatever reason programmed funky, and if you hit it just right, it would launch you.
What are the odds you find a super jump and it blows up and then everybody's doing it? That's crazy.
When you've got hundreds of thousands of people playing or millions of people playing, someone's going to find it by accident eventually and then be like, "What? How did I do that?" And then try to recreate it.
Yeah. So
the power of people in groups is insane.
Yeah. So another game, Halo, because back then and even to this day, like I don't play first person shooters. Like I will play them, but I'm trash at first person shooters. Like if you put me on your team, like don't even expect me to like get kills or nothing. Just expect
straight like, hefty garbage bag.
I mean, I'm still waiting on us to all play Apex together. I think that'd be a fun stream.
I mean, yeah. If I was to play on that game, just whatever character's the healer character, just let me be that. I'll heal y'all. I'll let y'all fight. I'll heal, But no, so back then in Halo, he would like, because I think the death count, like online, it would go to like 25. And then when whoever reached 25 first, that's the team that wins, like the blue or the red team, And he would always have like the highest kill count in the game. He had like 17 kills.
20.
Yeah, 17, 20 kills. And then like on top of that, like 15 of them was headshots with the sniper rifle, like just stupid stuff, right? And then here I am, I'm getting like 1 kill, or like the best I could do is like, oh, I shot this guy before he killed me. Like I'm trash at the game, you know what I mean? So he would.
I happened to sneak up on him. He wasn't looking.
Yeah, and then, even then, like I shoot and I miss. This dude just running laps around me. I couldn't aim. Like I was super trash at the game, right? So like. Then we started playing that a lot. And then eventually I got to the point where I can get like 8 kills. He'll still get like 15 or 20 kills, but I'll get like 5 or 6 or something like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I want to say this particular gentleman, well, my good friend to this day, and even the newest Tony Hawk, I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but Tony Hawk 1+2. So that came out.
Oh, was that a remake?
Yeah, it came out like a year ago, maybe. So they remade that, right? And then, of course, I hit him up. I was like, "Hey, man, have you seen this?" And he was like, "Yeah." So we both got it, right? So now I'm better at Tony Hawk, right? So now I can do the 10 million points, 12 million point combos. Uh, I send the clip so my man Lambo can edit it in so you can see it. But like, I can do that pretty easily now, right? And then, so check this out. This dude, I tell him about the game because now he's like married. He has a kid. So he don't really play video games like that anymore. Like he play them like when he gets the time, but like he just don't because he got other responsibilities now, you know? So,
Adult life.
yeah, so for a brief moment, like he started playing the game again, you know? And I was like, dang, man, I feel like when we first met because now I'm going over to his place so we can play Tony Hawk again, you know? And now I'm like, oh, I can do the 10 million, 12 million point combos now. So we started playing.
I'm not the same kid I was back
Man,
then.
so yeah. So now we start playing, right? And it's still happening again. This fool's still beating me. Like, bro.
You're doing 10 million, he's doing 35.
Well, like, it was closer now. Like, he'll still do like 15 million or 18 million. I get like 12, 13 million. But I'm like, bro, like, I gotta beat this dude. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's
just once.
It's 15,
just let me have it once.
15, 16 years later, your man's trying to be on top. So so we started playing again. Like I actually go to his place and we'll play, and we actually like was playing online, and he was coming out on top again. But then I want to say I forget what level it was, but he did one level and he scored like 20 million or something, and I ended up getting like 21 million or something. I don't think he's beat me yet, but in overall, like he's a better player than I, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, that's probably.
But you got that one.
Yeah, I got that one now. But I know if he ever like locked in, like he'll probably he'll beat me, you know. But yeah, that's my
He's gonna challenge you after this episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him like, hey man, go to this minute mark and then listen to this story because he'll know who I'm talking about, obviously. But yeah, man, I want to say over the years though, like most games he'll beat me at though. So I remember we used to play like cell phone games. Do you guys remember Fruit Ninja?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I played that like crazy.
So we were kind of cheap back then. We was playing Fruit Slice, right? Same game, just Fruit Slice, not Fruit Ninja, you know. And it was me, him,
wasn't Fruit Ninja free?
You know what? I think Fruit Ninja was only on Apple, like
Oh
yeah,
no, it couldn't have been because I played it.
Oh, did you not have an iPhone?
Never.
Oh, well, maybe
not once.
Oh, well, maybe we just decided to download the bootleg version there. But anyways,
maybe
yeah, we was playing Fruit Slice. It was me, him, and another guy, and like we'll basically play and get like our high scores, and then like send it to each other like in a group message, like, "Hey, this is what I got. Beat that," you know. And this fool will always come out on top. I say that's probably the only time that I played a game like against him, and like I beat him, and like he's yet to beat that score. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'll say, and I got a couple other stories about being humbled. I guess we can save those for another episode, but.